lovely, lovely, lovely Bavarians. Look at you all sweaty, no glistening in this lovely... Summer's here, isn't it? Yay! Yeah, only a few months too late, but never mind. I do, some of you might know, I do this show in Eastbourne at the Towner. Has anyone gone to the Towner where I do the show there? Oh, yes, look, yes, they've got the Turner Prizes here, that's groovy, isn't it? But they're still not really as hip as St Leonards, so, you know, don't worry about it. No, I do the show there, and it struck me, because we've had nice weather, finally, for the last few weeks, and they have this sign, as you go into Eastbourne, I don't know if you've seen it, they say, welcome to Eastbourne, the Sunshine Coast. Have you seen that sign? Yeah. And I've got it here, look, there you are. And that's the thing, because I said to this, they were a lovely crowd, all listening, and I said to them, I said, do you ever get worried, you know, as a town, collectively, that, you know, with that very bold claim, the Sunshine Coast, that, you know, someone might, you know, I don't know, demand a refund, you know, or something like that. And I said, look, also, because I did a bit of research, and I went onto that Google, and if you type in the Sunshine Coast, okay, you don't get 2 miles of shingle. What you get is 40 miles of golden sandy beach. Wow. That's in Australia, and it has 3 UNESCO nature reserves. You know, but Eastbourne, you know, that's a bold claim. Welcome to the Sunshine Coast. And it is, and I said, because, you know, we haven't actually seen the sun. Well, it came out of thinking about May, but since then, or before then, we hadn't seen it since about September last year. So I was thinking, you know, this is a bold claim. Have you ever been sued? And I did some digging. And, well, you know, where there's blame, there's a claim. And they haven't. They were relieved to know that they haven't. But I then started to think about Hastings and our lovely town and our signage. And do you know the claim that we make when you come to Hastings? Have you seen it? Do you know the claim? Yes, that's exactly right. That's what we do. Look, I've nicked that. It's not out of me. Birthplace of television, and just to prove, we've got town centre cameras in 24-hour operation, so, you know. Yeah, and I don't know, so that's what we claim, okay, and next door, Bexhill, their claim, I think, is that they're the birthplace of British motor racing. Have you seen that? Yes. Yeah, I don't know, I'd question that with the demographic, but, you know, I mean, they're pushing that line, and fair enough. But it's interesting, because I thought, well, towns, you know, they do make these claims, don't they? And, but I realised that to make a claim and put it on your signage, it has to be like a really positive message, doesn't it? It doesn't matter if it's a huge thing that's happened. If it's a negative message, you're not really going to boast about it. And where I'm going with this is like, you know, if you were travelling around China, I'm not expecting you to see a "Welcome to Wuhan, the birthplace of COVID" sign. You know, I don't think that they're ready for that yet. I don't know. And I was thinking, if you were like in, everyone celebrates birthplaces, don't they? But not death places. They like to celebrate a birth, not a death. And I was thinking, well, if you were, or even a death of a thing, because if you were in California, you know, and you were driving, let's say, through Silicon Valley, and they said, welcome to Silicon Valley, the death place of conversation. But you don't see that either, do you? You don't see that. But then I started to think, so, well, Hastings claims that it's the birthplace of television. Is that really true? Because Hastings has a bit of form, doesn't it, for kind of outlandish claims. I mean, I don't want to sort of, you know, state the obvious, but they do claim the Battle of Hastings, the most famous English battle that was ever fought, that happened to take place not even in this town, but in a town 6 miles away. But they've stuck with that claim. You know, it doesn't matter what. In plain sight, Hastings will perpetuate the Battle of Hastings, knowing absolutely that it didn't take place in Hastings. And I was thinking, the tourism office and the town councils, they must be laughing at us, thinking, you know, they don't even check. They don't even check. We can do what we like. It doesn't matter. You know, in a few years' time, we'll probably see Hastings. Welcome to Hastings, the birthplace of the moon landings. And home of the pyramids, you know, that's kind of where it's going, I'm sure. Only when the tourists come, we'll have to go. No, the pyramids are closed, maintenance, you know, that's, and they'll still believe it, but they can do that, they can get away with it. But look, the thing with the signage is that it's a bit of a dodgy claim, I don't want to, because, we make out that it's John Logie Baird, but I did some research just for you, so you didn't have to, and to be honest, it will be quicker for me to tell you the towns and countries that haven't claimed to be the birthplace of television than to list the ones that have. But I'm going to tell you just a few that have, because our claim is, dodgy. Because you could start off, there's, I'm going to say this right, Kenjiro Takayanagi from Hamamatsu in Japan. That sounded quite good. And the genuine valid claim to have invented television before Logie Baird. Also, I think it's Catalan Tihani from Hungary, another very valid claim. You can make notes at this point if you wish. We won't sue Hastings, but and there's Henri de France from France, remarkably, and Le Havre. They have and the claims that these other scientists, inventors have are, in fact, more superior than Logie Baird's, because the technology is still being used, one could argue. But the one I'm going to leave you with, the one that I love, is the Americans, because yes, they also got there first, and here we are. This is their town sign. Welcome to Rigby, birthplace of television, easy off, easy on, and look, they've got a picture. So I think they win, frankly, because that's proof. And the inventor was Philo T. Farnsworth, the inventor of the TV, and also pastry, but that's later on. Anyway, so there we are, that's what I wanted to tell you.